This is Carmen, and I'm Daryl, and we're doing the Southwest Coast Path unrushed. Is this really the least loved section of the Southwest Coast Path? I don't know, but we're about to find out. Barnstaple is a handy hub. We dropped the car at the long-term car park and hopped across the river to the bus station with routes to most Coast Path destinations in North Devon. We're back 6 months later than planned. Carmen injured her knee in the Scillies, but has gradually worked her way back to fitness, ready for an early spring hike. Thankfully, this is a largely flat section that should mean her knee isn't overstressed as we strike out from Woolacombe, head inland along the river toward to Barnstaple, and work our way back out to the coast at Westward Ho. And because this is early March and there are no ferries, we're even going to walk all the way down to Bideford and back. So it wasn't even an hour before we reached the Putsborough Beach Cafe for a very welcome lunch before we made the easy climb out to Baggy Point. First hill of the season. Looks like a nice gentle start. Even the sheep are frolicking.
It's going to be easier for you than for me with the longer legs.
There we go, Coast Guard pole.
Oh, there's steps there.
Yeah.
Hey! Wow! Oh, you need long legs for that.
I think that'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, Croyde Beach and then Saunton, yeah. Beautiful.
That remains of a large whale that washed up on Croyde Beach in 19.
You don't think that's the route? Let's take the comfy spot. Let's take the not twisting your ankle route. It's a very easy walk to Croyde and across the beach before heading up to the infamous Grand Designs house, which has finally been completed. Now, a word of warning. As you climb the steps with your head down, it's easy to miss the Coast Path sign above you. Combine that with looking at the house and we completely messed up. Ended up walking along the road before realising our error. And by then we just couldn't face retracing our steps, and so we carried on to Saunton. So, turn left at the top of the steps, back towards Croyde just as this sign so clearly points out. You've been warned. There's the coast path that we should have been going down. Oh well. There are a couple of bus stops in Saunton, and there's an hourly bus back to Braunton where there are pubs, restaurants and B&Bs to spend the night. 8 miles done since noon. We're definitely back on the path. Oh yeah. Yes. Aware of golf. Okay. So started day 2. It was frosty this morning, so it's pretty cold, so it's gloves and hats on. Took the bus from Braunton down to Saunton Sands. That was really easy, and then just re-picked up where we left off yesterday. And then from there it's a quiet walk down through the golf course. We're sort of about 9:30, so it's pretty quiet out there, not many people playing, so we're not having to dodge many golf balls. So this section's quite nice, but I gather we've got the boring section to come. Okay, it's taken us about, I don't know, 40 minutes to get down to the military training area. So I think from here it's going to be pretty flat and quiet. I've not seen any walkers today, but it's early in the season. Yeah, so we've seen 15 of these in about the last 300 metres. And it's just dog litter everywhere. And it's getting to the point where dog owners are starting to ruin the countryside. I can't believe I'm saying that. Look at this. Yeah, they might be coming to pick them up later. It's just everywhere. At least it was pretty quiet.
Yeah. I think tomorrow is going to be more challenging because we're on the Tarka train with bikes, and it's Saturday.
Oh, Saturday, yeah, it's going to be busy, isn't it? And it's a nice day. Yeah. At least it's quiet today. So I think we've got about a mile or so of this, haven't we? Just coming to the end of the military road. It's pretty long and there's not a lot of cover. And it's difficult if you need to find a loo along this stretch, especially if you've had breakfast with coffee and juice in the morning. So be warned, use the bushes when you can. Portaloos, look at that. Hallelujah. You happy? Way off in the distance down there, it's a nice destination, Barnstaple. We've got to go back inland first, past the Marines base, then along the river, and then tomorrow Barnstaple, come all the way down this side, down to Winstow, and I think that must be Appledore over there on the far side, and then Bideford down, further down that other river down there. Okay, it's official. There were loos at the end of the military road, but by ratings they score 1 out of 10.
Oh, no, is it minus?
Minus out of 10.
You
and
absolutely dying.
You need to be utterly desperate to use them. Because basically it's 4 portaloos used by 30 squaddies every morning. Yeah, they're in a pretty bad way apparently. Having walked along the dyke back into Braunton, devoured a lovely lunch at the Quay Cafe, we started on the northern side of the Tarka trail. It was very quiet, with walkers and cyclists all playing nice together. As suggested the entrance, we kept left on the path, left room for cyclists to get by, and this seemed to work for everyone. It did feel like an age to reach the centre of Barnstaple, and we'd broken our shorter day rule by covering just over 14 miles today. But then it was very easy going on the flat. We stayed at an elegant B&B, number 22, which is just off the coast path and a short walk from pubs and restaurants in town. Thanks to Jane for the recommendation to eat at Lush, which really hit the mark. The first section of the Tarka trail heading out of Barnstaple is straight as a die and pretty damn dull for the first hour. So make sure you've got a good podcast to keep you sane. seen it. Oh my god.
This explains everything that was going on.
We stopped at Fremington Quay for a huge slice of chocolate Malteser cake, and that was to celebrate exactly 1 year today since completing radiotherapy. It's not far from here before you can finally turn off the tarmac and back onto a grass and sand path that gives you views back across to the peninsula at Saunton Sands.
I can start to see Appledore now. Oh, and a bit out towards Heartland and Clovelly.
The coast path loops around what used to be the site of the East Yelland coal-fired power station. This is now long gone and the river is slowly returning to nature, although you can still see some remnants of its history here.
The railway doesn't last long.
The small village of Instow has a couple of pubs and John's Deli and Cafe for lunch. And then it's 3 or so miles down the Torridge River to Bideford, where we'd spend the night at the Royal Hotel. It was okay, but the room walls were paper thin, so don't be surprised to hear your neighbours. We had just one more dry day before the weather turned, and it meant that we could close out this section by working our way back out to the sea. This was actually a much better section of the walk than we'd expected, despite the grey skies above.
I didn't expect this on this section of the walk. I thought it was going to be like the other side, but yeah, it's nice.
It wasn't far to Appledore, where we'd buy hot pasties to eat on the sand dunes a few miles on. It's a pretty village, but pretty quiet on a grey, cold Sunday morning in March.
Feels ages ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was.
20 miles ago.
Yeah.
More than 20 miles ago.
Okay, turn left at the lighthouse.
Yeah, I missed that. You're spotting all the signs today. Yeah.
As we close the loop on this estuary section of the path, I'm really glad that we completed it in full. It's not as dramatic as the sections to come, but I think you need the light and shade of this leg to appreciate what's been before and what's to come. And if you're going to do the Southwest Coast Path, then do the Coast Path. The great, the good, and the not quite ugly. I'd love to hear what you think. When the upcoming rain, wind and snow abates, we'll be back, hoping to reach Bude along the section with the fiercest reputation. Wish our knees luck. If you'd like to follow along, just like and subscribe. It's free. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching.